I order when I am at Starbucks, and I'll do this really slow. Actually, I'll do it really fast and then I'll repeat it. All right. This is a Venti non-fat 6-pump no water chai extra hot. All right. It's a Venti non-fat no water 6-pump chai extra hot. In fact, I never drink coffee. Right? I don't like coffee. Until I discovered chai, I never even liked going to Starbucks. Right? Because it was all about the coffee there. But now I've discovered chai, and this is what I ordered. And every one of those different things that you see written on there with my name on it, right, is customized for me. And that's a key aspect to understand. Right? It's how important customization is, as Jean-Philippe mentioned. My first book that I wrote now 20 years ago was called Mass Customization. Mass customization, where you efficiently serve customers uniquely. And efficiently serve customers uniquely. In other words, you give every customer exactly what he wants, such as this, but at a price he's willing to pay. So you have these two imperatives of mass, low cost, high volume, efficient operations, and then individual customization. So I've been talking about that now for 20 years. In fact, in Denmark last week, I was at the 7th biannual international conference on mass customization. But what I discovered was that when you customize a good, you automatically turn into a service. When you take a physical good and turn it into a service, if you look at the classic distinctions between goods and services, is that goods are standardized, services are customized. They're done just for a particular person. Goods are inventoried after production, but services are delivered on demand when the customer says, this is what I want. And goods are tangible, services are intangible, but an integrated part of mass customization is the service of helping customers figure out what it is that they want. So when you mass customize a good, you're really in the service business of helping them define and design exactly the good for them and then deliver it to them personally. So for example, you see more and more companies get into mass customization, such as Coca-Cola a year ago releasing these system for mass customizing Coke. They call it freestyle. Right? Freestyle means you're free to have any style of Coke you want. So in that, each of those things is they have base for standard Coca-Cola, for Coca-Cola Zero, or for Diet Coca-Cola. You know, why is it my only choice is full Coke or Diet Coke? With this, I can get half and half. Or 20-80, whatever the percent I might want. I can then add in, maybe I want a little bit of Sprite in it. Maybe I want a little cherry flavor or a little lemon flavor. Whatever it is, hundreds of different combinations, you can get exactly the Coke that is right for you. So again, mass customizing that good, so it's really the service of giving you exactly the Coke that's right for you. In the same way, if you customize a service, you're automatically in the experience business. If you design a service that is so appropriate for this particular person, that's exactly the service that they need at this moment in time, you can't help but make them go, wow, and turn it into a memorable event. Turn it into an experience. One of my favorite examples of that is in the hotel industry, and that is Ritz-Carlton hotels. And what Ritz-Carlton hotels does is that they have a profile of every person that stays at the Ritz-Carlton hotel, so they can remember their preferences. And it's not a very high-tech system. They actually give every employee a little pad to write down guest preferences. So the restaurant server has a pad. The parking attendant has a pad. The bellman has a pad. The housekeeper has a pad. And whenever the customer expresses a preference, they'll write down that preference and who it is. So later that night, they can type it up, put it up to their system, And every time you check in, they can now download your particular preferences. So for example, if you have allergies and you prefer hypoallergenic pillows, you go to a Ritz-Carlton hotel, you call up housekeeping, you say, could you please bring me hypoallergenic pillows? They bring them up right away, put them on your bed, take away the other pillows, and then they write that down in your guest preference pad. The next time you stay at a Ritz-Carlton, somewhere else in the world, even if you've never been there before, hypoallergenic pillows are on your bed before you arrive. So you don't even have to ask about it. So they customize every service. Right? They learn, for example, that I don't drink coffee, I only drink tea. They learn that I like a high floor versus a low floor. They learn that I love chocolate-covered strawberries. Right? And all those things are part of my profile and preferences. So when I stay at a Ritz-Carlton, it's always exactly like I want it. They customize it for me. Disney is increasingly customizing things. You know, Disney is basically a mass-produced experience. You go to a Disney park, they do nothing for you in particular. Right? You just get in line with everybody else and have the experiences they prepared for everybody. But now what they're doing is they have this little magic bracelet. And now they give you this magic bracelet that has RFID and other technologies, so now they can identify you inside the park. They know who you are. So number one, you never have to pull out a credit card or pull out cash. Right? You just swipe with your bracelet. If you visit Mickey Mouse in the morning and have an interaction with a Disney character there, in the afternoon, you visit with Cinderella. And Cinderella immediately knows you by name because they can identify you. Talks about how Mickey told her that you're having a great time in the park and all the fun that you're having and so forth. So now they can begin to mass customize that experience down to individual people. So if you think about what mass customization really is, right? What is the essence of mass customization? Well, number one, it's that you have a portfolio of customers. Every one of them individual, every one of them unique, every one of them deserving to get exactly what they want at a price they're willing to pay. And then secondly, you have a portfolio of capabilities. These are the things that you know how to do for customers. And the key to low-cost, efficient, even high-volume customization is the modularity that you see up there. That you modularize your capabilities. Now, when you think about modularity, think about Lego building bricks. What can you build with Legos? Anything you want. Right? Anything you want. Why? Because you have different modules, different sizes, different shapes, and what's most important is you have a simple and elegant linkage system for snapping them together. That's what modularity is. Modules plus linkage system. And if you treat your capabilities, both individually, as a tourism actor, but then also regionally across all of PCARD, then you can create and mass customize the tourism experience. So what you do is you work with each individual customer. Understand that individual customer's wants and needs. And then you get that information back into operations so you can do something different for that particular customer. Creating a customer unique experience chain. Mass customization is not about being everything to everybody. That is a surefire way to increase your costs. Instead, mass customization is doing only and exactly what each customer needs. And that can, in fact, lower your costs. Right? It lowers your costs because you stop having waste in the system. You stop doing things for people that they don't really want to need. Instead, you do only and exactly what they need based on the information that you learn from each individual customer. Now, the other thing you need in here is some sort of a design tool. You need a design tool that allows you to figure out what customers want. Because customers often don't know what they want. And even they know, they can't always articulate it. So you've got to draw it out of them, figure out what it is that they want, and then take that information and get it back into your operations. That's what a design tool does. The only example I know of in tourism of a design tool, and I still think it's pretty rudimentary, there's much better that can be done, is from the Canadian Experience Travel Network. It is a group of travel companies from around the country of Canada. And what they allow you to do on their website is be able to pick your own theme. The theme is very important to experiences. It's the organizing principle. They say, well, when you're coming to Canada, what is your theme? What do you want to do? And then allows you to pick that theme and get down to particular categories and types of experiences. And then I can say, okay, here are the tourism operators. They can help create that experience for you. Now, it doesn't have a very good linkage system. It doesn't share information between tourism operators. But as a consumer, it lets you sort of figure out what you want to do and where you want to go. And that's what mass customization is all about. So again, I want to have another conversation. I want you to always apply what I'm teaching here to your own business, whatever that business might be. So now think about this question, which I realized I didn't translate into French. Because I added it last night after Jean-Philippe took me out to dinner. And I meant to do that. But, so, how could you better customize to your guests? Right, that's the question. How could you now better customize to your guests? So again, let's have a conversation of